Why would Taylor Swift, the woman who once dated Harry Styles, the stylish, mysterious global superstar, end up falling for Travis Kelce, a loud, confident NFL player with a reality TV past? Too many fans, the choice felt strange, almost unbelievable. Harry was the polished pop icon who seemed like her perfect match. Travis was the complete opposite, a football player, known for his swagger and jokes. But sometimes love doesn't follow the script people expect. And to understand why Taylor chose him, you have to go back through both of their pasts, the heartbreaks, the controversies, and the choices that shaped the people they were before they met. Taylor Swift has never been able to keep her love life fully private. From her teenage years, every relationship she had was discussed in magazines. It's followed by paparazzi, and later turned into music that millions would sing along to. Her first famous relationship was with Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. It ended quickly and badly. Joe reportedly broke up with her over a phone call that lasted less than 30 seconds. For Taylor, the heartbreak was real, but she used it to fuel her music. Fans admired her for turning pain into art. It became a pattern throughout her career. She then briefly dated Taylor Lautner, the actor from Twilight. People found it funny that they shared the same first name, calling them Taylor Squared. It was sweet but short-lived. Things became more serious when she dated John Mayer. He was older, experienced, and very different from her. Their breakup inspired one of her most famous heartbreak songs, Dear John. Mayer publicly complained about the song, calling it humiliating, which started a bigger debate about whether Taylor overshared or whether she was just brave enough to tell her story. Another headline-making romance was with Jake Gyllenhaal. Their relationship was short, but the drama lived on for years. Fans still talk about the scarf she supposedly left behind at his house, a detail she wove into the lyrics of her song All Too Well. That one symbol became legendary. Then came the relationship fans still can't forget, Harry Styles. In 2012, Taylor and Harry were young, beautiful, and at the height of their fame. She was the rising queen of pop, and he was the heartthrob of One Direction. Together, they looked like the ultimate power couple, were photographed in Central Park, on vacation, and even after a snowmobile accident. The media called them. Taylor and every move they made became a headline, but the romance didn't last. It was passionate but messy. Harry was seen as unpredictable, a free spirit who loved attention, while Taylor craved stability. Within months, they broke up. Still, the relationship inspired songs on both sides, Taylor's Style and Out of the Woods are believed to be about Harry, while Harry later admitted some of his songs carried memories of her too. Even though it ended, the world kept linking them together as a what-if couple. After Harry, Taylor tried something different with Calvin Harris, a world-famous DJ. Their relationship seemed serious at first, but when it ended, it got ugly. Public tweets, arguments about who wrote certain songs, and drama about jealousy made headlines. She then had a quick romance with Tom Hiddleston, the Marvel actor known as Loki. It was intense, but almost too public. Tom was photographed wearing a shirt that read ITS. Fans and critics wondered if the whole thing was staged. The relationship ended within months. Finally came Joe Alwyn. This was her longest relationship, lasting 6 years. Joe was different, quiet, private, and uninterested in fame. Taylor stayed out of the public eye during their time together. They avoided red carpets and paparazzi shots. She even wrote entire albums, Folklore and Evermore, inspired by the privacy of that relationship. Fans thought Joe was the one. But in early 2023, it ended. Just like that, Taylor was single again, this time while she was on the road for her Historic Eras tour. While Taylor was singing about heartbreaks and writing love stories, Travis Kelce was living a completely different life, born and raised in Ohio. Travis became one of the best football players in the NFL. As the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, he helped his team win Super Bowls and became a household name in American sports. But Travis wasn't just known for his skills. He was also famous for his big personality. In 2016, he stepped into the world of reality TV with a show called Catching Kelce. 50 women, one from every U.S. state, competed to date him. It was wild, dramatic, and painted Travis as a ladies' man. He chose Maya Benbury at the end, but the relationship ended quickly. Later, Maya accused him of cheating. Travis denied it, but the controversy stuck. After Maya, he dated Kayla Nicole, a sports reporter and influencer. Their relationship lasted on and off for about 5 years. They posted loving photos on social media, traveled together, and looked like a perfect couple. But the truth was more complicated. They broke up several times, gossip blogs claimed. There were money issues, with Kayla supposedly paying for things Travis should have handled. By 2022, it was officially over. Travis's dating history made people think he wasn't ready to settle down. He liked to party, liked to joke on his podcast, and had a player image both on and off the field. Compared to Taylor's past partners, poets, actors, and fellow musicians, he looked like her complete opposite too. Different universes, Taylor and Travis seemed to live on different planets. She was polished, careful, and private. He was bold, loud, and everywhere. She wrote about heartbreak and mystery, made headlines for touchdowns, jokes, and reality TV. And this is where Harry Styles becomes important. Harry was Taylor's mirror in many ways: fashionable, mysterious, artistic. Fans thought he was her type. Travis, on the other hand, was the opposite: traditional, masculine, outspoken. Going from Harry Styles to Travis Kelce showed how much. Taylor's choices had changed, but sometimes opposites attract. Sometimes the strangest pairings are the ones that work best. The bracelet that started at the first spark came in July 2023. Taylor was performing in Kansas City, where Travis played for the Chiefs. He went to her Eras tour show, not just as a fan, but with a plan. Swifties have a tradition of making friendship bracelets with lyrics, names, or little messages. Travis made one too, but instead of lyrics, he put his phone number on it. Wanted to give it to Taylor after the show, but Taylor doesn't meet fans backstage during her tours to protect her voice. So Travis never got the chance. He later told the story on his podcast, New Heights, which he co-hosts with his brother Jason. "I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets," he admitted. Jason teased him, fans laughed, and the clip went viral. At first, it seemed like just a funny story, but what no one knew was that Taylor heard about it. And that simple act of football star making a friendship bracelet for the biggest pop star on the planet was the spark. That would set off one of the biggest love stories of the decade. By late summer, whispers grew louder. Travis had tried. Taylor had noticed. The two began quietly talking. Nobody knew exactly how it started, but everyone could sense something was brewing. For many fans, it was shocking. After Joe Alwyn, after Harry Styles, after years of musicians and actors, Taylor was suddenly linked to a football player. For critics, it made no sense. For supporters, it was exciting. By September 2023, Taylor would make her move. She walked into an NFL stadium to watch Travis play, and with that single action, everything changed. The story really began with a bracelet. In July 2023, Travis Kelce went to Taylor Swift's Eras tour concert in Kansas City. He wasn't just there to sing along, he had a plan. Swifties, Taylor's fans, often make friendship bracelets with words, lyrics, or names on them to trade at shows. Travis decided to join in. But instead of lyrics, he made one with his phone number on it. His idea was simple: give Taylor Swift a bracelet with his number and shoot his shot. But things didn't go as planned. Taylor doesn't meet fans backstage during her tours because she needs to protect her voice and energy. So Travis never got the chance to hand it to her. For most people, that would be the end of the story. But Travis wasn't like most people. A few days later, Travis shared the story on his podcast, New Heights, which he hosts with his brother Jason. He admitted, "I was a little butthurt I couldn't give her the bracelet." Jason teased him. Fans laughed, and the moment seemed like a funny one-off. But then the internet took over. The clip spread like wildfire on TikTok and Twitter. Swifties debated whether Taylor had heard about it. NFL fans joked about Travis aiming too high. Suddenly, the idea of Taylor and Travis together wasn't just a podcast joke hit. was a possibility people couldn't stop talking about. Behind the scenes, the story reached Taylor, and instead of laughing it off, she paid attention. In September, Taylor Swift shocked the world when she showed up at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to watch Travis play against the Chicago Bears. This wasn't subtle. She didn't sneak in. She didn't hide in a private box away from the cameras. No, Taylor sat in a VIP suite right next to Travis's mother, Donna Kelce. Every time the camera panned to her, the crowd roared. Taylor cheered, clapped, and even chest bumped one of Travis's friends after a touchdown. It was the kind of moment that felt staged for a movie. And then, after the game, she left with Travis in his car. Paparazzi caught them driving off together. The internet exploded. Overnight, the relationship rumors weren't just whispers, they were headlines. Why Travis and not Harry? This is the question that immediately came up. Why would Taylor, who once dated Harry Styles, the stylish, artsy, mysterious superstar, someone like Travis Kelce? Harry and Taylor's romance was glamorous, but chaotic. They were young, at the center of fame, and constantly chased by paparazzi. Harry represented fashion, artistry, and mystery. Travis represented something completely different. He was straightforward, traditional, and proudly American football. For years, fans thought Harry was the type of man Taylor would always go for: the singer-songwriter, the actor, the artist. But after years of dating men who either couldn't handle her fame like Joe Alwyn, or lived with their own unpredictable egos like Harry, Travis offered something new. He wasn't scared of her spotlight. He thrived in his own. Some critics said Taylor chose Travis because he was safe. He wasn't competing with her career like Harry might have. He wasn't hiding from attention like Joe did. He was proud, loud, and unafraid to stand next to her in front of millions. To others, this choice felt controversial. Some fans argued that going from Harry to Travis was like going backwards from an artsy, fashion-forward icon to a football player with a flashy party reputation. But maybe that was exactly the point. Taylor wasn't repeating her old patterns. She was breaking them. The dinner date at the Arrowhead game wasn't the end. That night, Taylor and Travis were spotted leaving for a private dinner in Kansas City. The photos showed them smiling, relaxed, and very much together. For fans, this was shocking because of how open it was. With Joe Alwyn, Taylor spent 6 years hiding. With Harry, the attention became too much. With Travis, she was showing up in public, sitting with his mom, and going to dinner like it was no big deal. It felt like Taylor had entered a new era, not just musically, but personally. America's new obsession. Over the next few weeks, Taylor went to more Chiefs games. Each time she appeared, TV cameras cut to her reactions. She became almost as much a part of the broadcast as the game itself. Every touchdown Travis scored became a meme. He's scoring on and off the field. NFL commentators joked about it. Late-night hosts made skits. Social media flooded with clips of Taylor cheering in the suites. This crossover was massive. Suddenly, young Swifties were learning about football rules. NFL fans were joking about listening to 1989. The two fan worlds collided. The result was viral content every single week. But with that attention came backlash. The PR rumors almost. Immediately, critics started questioning whether the relationship was real. The NFL leaned hard into the coverage, showing Taylor on screen again and again, promoting games with her name, and even joking about her in official posts. Ratings spiked. Whenever she appeared, for some people, it looked too perfect. The timing was also suspicious to skeptics. Taylor was in the middle of her Eras tour, the biggest tour in history. She also had her Eras tour movie releasing in theaters. Meanwhile, the NFL was trying to expand its audience, especially among young women. To conspiracy theorists, this wasn't love, it was a business deal. Was this real romance, or the smartest PR campaign in years? That question became one of the first big controversies of Taylor. Another controversy was timing. Taylor had just ended a 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn in April 2023. By July, Travis was already making his move. By September, they were seen together publicly, Critics called it a rebound. Some fans worried she was rushing into something flashy just to prove she had moved on. Others argued that maybe this was exactly what she needed after years of hiding, someone bold, fun, and unafraid to go public. But either way, the speed of the relationship fueled gossip. As Taylor's appearances at games continued, people began digging into Travis's past. Old clips from his dating show, Catching Kelce, resurfaced. Ex-girlfriends spoke up, warning Taylor to be careful. Tweets from his younger years were dug up and shared online. Critics painted him as a player, someone who loved the spotlight too much. Supporters argued that he had grown up since then, pointing out that he was now in his 30s, focused on football, and ready for something serious either way. His past only added fuel to the controversy around the relationship. By the end of 2023, Taylor and Travis weren't just a couple, they were a media storm. Every photo, every game, every podcast mentioned became news. For Taylor, it was a complete change. From Harry Styles to Joe Alwyn, she had lived both extremes: chaotic public drama and hidden private love. With Travis, she seemed to have found a middle ground, open, joyful, and unafraid. For Travis, it was life-changing too. He wasn't just a football star anymore. He was part of the biggest celebrity romance on earth. But with every step forward came more questions, more critics, and more controversy. Some people cheered for them, some doubted them, but nobody could ignore them. And as the spotlight grew hotter, the backlash was about to grow louder. When Taylor Swift walked into Arrowhead Stadium to cheer for Travis Kelce, she didn't just watch a football game. She changed the story of the NFL season, and maybe even her own career. What started as a bracelet joke had turned into the biggest celebrity romance of the year. But once the relationship went fully public, it became more than love. It became a media storm, a cultural clash, and a question of what this meant for both of them. The Arrowhead Effect, Taylor's first NFL appearance, was only the beginning. In the weeks after, she went to more games. Cameras always cut to her reactions, clapping, laughing, whispering with Donna Kelce, or celebrating Travis's touchdowns. Every game she attended became national news. Chiefs tickets sold faster. TV ratings jumped. Even people who had never watched football tuned in just to see if Taylor would be there, and after the games, paparazzi were waiting. They caught Taylor and Travis holding hands, walking into restaurants or leaving parties together. For Swifties, it was new and exciting. Taylor wasn't hiding anymore. For NFL fans, it was surreal to see their sport turned into a pop culture event. The Kelce family, a big part of what made this story feel real, was how quickly Taylor connected with Travis's family. Donna Kelce's mom became almost as famous as her sons overnight. Photos of her sitting with Taylor went viral. Interviews with her were played on morning shows. Jason Kelce, Travis's older brother and a star NFL player in his own right, also became part of the narrative. On their podcast New Heights, Jason often teased Travis about Taylor, asking the questions fans wanted to know. Their brotherly banter made the story even more relatable. It wasn't just celebrity gossip, it was family. This family connection gave the romance a different vibe than Taylor's past relationships. It wasn't just a celebrity sneaking around. It looked real, grounded, and maybe even wholesome. Public love, private questions, but with every sweet moment. There were also doubts. Taylor had spent 6 years with Joe Alwyn, hiding from the cameras. She once sang, "The greatest loves of all time are over now," as if to say, real love can't survive under a spotlight. So why was she suddenly front and center, cheering for Travis on live TV? Fans debated whether she had simply changed, or whether Travis made her feel secure enough to be seen. Critics claimed it was all PR, that both Taylor and the NFL were using each other for promotion. Some even said she was selling out by choosing a football star after years of dating artistic men like Harry Styles and Joe Alwyn. Was it passion, business, or both? Nobody could agree. The NFL backlash. The NFL, of course, leaned into the attention. Their social media accounts posted Taylor content. Commentators mentioned her constantly. During broadcasts, cameras panned to her suite again and again. At first it was fun, but soon football fans grew frustrated. They complained that games were turning into Taylor Swift shows. Memes circulated saying the NFL cared more about Taylor than touchdowns. For Swifties, this didn't matter. They loved learning about football through Taylor's story. But hardcore NFL fans saw it as a distraction. The backlash created a cultural divide. Was Taylor helping the NFL grow, or was she taking it over? Travis's past returns. As the spotlight grew, so did the criticism. Old clips from Travis's reality show-catching Kelce were shared online, painting him as a player. His ex-girlfriend Maya Benberry warned Taylor to be smart. Kayla Nicole, his long-term ex, also became part of the conversation as fans compared her to Taylor. On top of that, Travis's party boy reputation resurfaced. People questioned whether he was serious enough for Taylor, who was known for deep lyrics and long-term relationships. But others argued that Travis wasn't pretending. He was exactly who he appeared to be: funny, loyal to his family, and confident. Enough to handle Taylor's fame. Like Harry Styles, who was mysterious, or Joe Alwyn, who avoided attention, Travis wasn't running from the spotlight. He embraced it. Taylor's choice in the end. The real question became, why Travis? Taylor had dated some of the most famous men in the world. Harry Styles was glamorous and artistic. Joe Alwyn was private and mysterious. But both relationships ended, leaving Taylor either overwhelmed or hidden. With Travis, things looked different. He was stable in his own world football. He didn't compete with her musically or artistically. He wasn't intimidated by her fame. Most of all, he wanted to be seen with her. For Taylor, after years of men who either clashed with fame or ran from it, Travis might have been the first partner who could meet her in the middle.